Okay, let's begin. Hello, good day to everyone. Always be in good health and be safe. Okay, let's start. Planning and Control Management Part 4, Program Progress Monitoring, Updating and Controlling. So our previous episode was Part 4, Session 3, Progress Update 001, Updating Direct Activities. So actual dates, percent progress, remaining duration, actual resource assignment units, and actual expense cost. That was the first segment. And now we have here, of course, we have our second segment, which is in part 4, session 4, for progress update 001, the same. This is also updating the direct activities, but the topic is about updating units when costs change in the resource assignments. That's our second segment. Okay, moving forward, let's start updating progress and resource actual units. But before that, let's show the revised site performance and resource report. We revised that because, let me show you. Okay, here is our revised site performance report. The reason why I revised this one, because this one, the expense or the actual expense, I transferred it here. This was recorded on the site resource report, but I preferred to transfer it here in the site performance reports. So that is what I said, we revise it. So therefore, the site resource report will be modified also, which is before has the actual expense, but now let me show you, it has no actual expense anymore. So here under the column of the total, we put it here the actual expense before, but now there is none anymore because we transferred it into the format of site performance report. Okay, next, if you can remember in our detailed baseline program recently, we added a markup cost on top of the cost of all units in its activities, right? So in that program, only the budgeted cost was increased, but the quantity of units, which was also expected to increase due to the added markup cost, was mislooked. Okay, let me show you what this is all about. Let's open our project in Primavera. Here we go. Okay, here, let's open our project. This one. Okay, highlight it and then open. This was our recent program, the last one that we leave. The last session we have. So now, if you look at this one, let's say we will highlight this activity, the mobilization of temporary facilities. If you look at here at the resource window, here, let's say the fuel, the budgeted units was 200 liters. And the direct cost of it was 20,000 currency. Now, since we added the markup cost, this budgeted cost increased by how much? It's increased by 10,360, right? The same here as in laborer. Anyway, I think it's better if we shall enlarge this and elaborate. Okay, let's do it. We will enlarge this data, and then it looks so small, and then we will elaborate. Okay, here we go. This is the activity A100M1, that is the mobilization for temporary facilities, which we have just seen in Primavera P6, so we just enlarged it. So the purpose of this one is to update units when cost change in resource assignments. I will show you that later. Okay, let's go. Okay, this is the enlargement. We have the resource name. First, the units without markup, and also here the units with markup, and cost without markup, and cost with markup. Now here, if you can see the fuel, we have there the units that we have there before that was without markup was 200 liters. Now the cost of which was 20,000. And then when we run the markup cost, we arrive onto this amount, right? So that means the budget cost of the fuel increased due to the markup costs. So therefore, the units should be expected to increase, right? So since the unit was 200 before the markup, with the amount of 20,000, now since the markup was added, so the unit should increase. Okay, and that is the question there. The same also as in labor, 75. That is the question there. The increase of the markup cost should be the increase of the units also. Okay, the same as in medium-sized truck, and also on the truck driver, the same thing. So okay, here is the steps. Let's retrieve first our program that had no markup resource or showing no resource markup cost. That means we will retrieve our program that this one will not be shown first. And then later, we will run the markup cost again, but this time we have to set up Primavera P6 to update also the units once the cost change. That is why here I showed it here, update units when cost change in resource assignments. So our purpose here is to show you how it works. So to show it, we will have to retrieve this amount. Our program will retrieve this amount first without, is that for now, our program has already discussed this amount. So we will retrieve it using the global chains also. We will retrieve it going back to this amount. And then after that, we have to run the global chains again by increasing the cost with markup. But this time, the units with markup will increase. That means the units will be increasing also, because previously we didn't mark the we didn't set up Primavera to run this way, that once the cost change, the units will also change. Okay, so that will be the our purpose there. So So that's the step, right? Let's retrieve first our program that had no markup resource or showing no resource markup cost. And then next, we shall rerun the markup cost calculation with its corresponding units updated accordingly. Okay, here's how to do it. We will be using also the formula in the global chains which we established earlier to calculate the activities markup cost, the same formula. We don't need to re-establish the formula anymore because we have it already. I hope you can still remember. Okay, we will rerun the formula, but before that, let's review the project details and mark the checkbox updates units when cost change in the resource assignment so that when the budgeted cost change due to markup cost by global chains, the corresponding units will automatically updated accordingly. Okay, let's do it. Okay, let's get back to Primavera. Okay, so try to remember this one because once we will run later, this budgeted units will increase, of course, because the budgeted cost increase from the original that which has no markup. Okay, so the first thing that we have to do here is I've what I mean we have to retrieve first. So in retrieving, we have to look at the project. Let's say we will look at first the this is our project here at the bottom window of the project details. Here you can see it there, here. Update units when cost change in on resource assignments. So whether we check this or not, it has no effect because we will be retrieving because the units, the current units within our program now has a unit which has no markup. So whether we check this or not, there is no effect when we retrieve it. So let's do it. I will get back to activities. And then second, we will check the option, the schedule option that this recalculate assignment cost after scheduling. So that means when we run the global change, if you analyze it, if we will rerun the global change from the amount which has a markup cost going back to the original which has no markup cost, and it will recalculate the assignment cost based on the units which is still the original. So we can check this one and then close. We will go it now and then close. Now we will go to global change. Okay, if you look at here, actually here in this column here, this is really our exact amount of our baseline program before. Now what I'm doing here is that I've shown it here in our column using the I put the baseline program as our baseline here for our updated schedule, updated program. And then I assigned it here under the project baseline. So to take that effect, you have to look at the project, highlight it, and there you can see there the settings. So here you can see that we check the project baseline because we assigned it under the project baseline. Okay. Okay, let's go. Okay, now So this is our baseline, the original baseline schedule. Now this one is our, this column is our updated schedule. They have of the same value because we just copied it from the baseline program. So this is our updated, this is the value of our updated program, and this is the value of our original baseline program. So once we run the global change, we will be expecting that this one will, we will, okay, I will, okay, so that we can see only one page here. So if you can see, you see, the budgeted cost of the current schedule, actually it was changed already, because we have already, we have, what do you call this? We have the option of schedule automatically when it changes affects date. So we didn't run the schedule, it automatically changed. Okay, so now this is the value of our current schedule, which is the original one, that is without markup. But here in our baseline schedule, it has already a markup. This is only our, for our reference, that we can see the changes here. So now, what we will be doing now is that since our updated program now was retrieved into a budgeted total cost without the markup cost. So what we will be doing now is we have to run the global change again. What I mean, we have to run the global change again by adding again the markup cost. But for now, we have to update the units of having the markup units also. Okay, I hope you understand what I mean. I will repeat it. Since this is our original in our, actually, our updated program was updated. Our baseline program, the amount was 26,806,058. Now, our updated program, actually it has a 26,806,058, the same number. But since we run the global change, the original amount without the markups was retrieved, and this is it. Now again, we will have to run the markup cost again. We will add the markup cost again, but now we have to set up the units to be updated also once the markup cost is added. Okay. Okay, if you look at our, if you look at this activity, let's say, for example, preliminaries. Okay. Okay, this was our sample activity, right? So we can see it here. The budgeted units is still without markup. And our budgeted cost here, the previous one is the same as the budgeted cost for now, because we retrieved the amount, we retrieved the cost that is without the markup cost. So now we will run again the global change with the markup cost. So we will be expecting that this one will be increasing, and at the same time, we have to increase also the budgeted units, because this budgeted units for 200 is good only for 20,000. The 75 is good only for 30,000. But once we added the markup cost, the budgeted unit will also should go along by increasing. Okay, so what shall we do? What next we have to do? Okay, before running the the global change, we have to go to project. We have to highlight here, and then we will go to calculation, and then we have to check this checkbox. update units when cost change in the resource assignment, so that whenever the cost will be added due to the markup cost that we will be running in the global change calculation, our units will also be increasing. Okay, so let's try it and let's see what will happen. Since we have already marked it, and then activities, go back to activities, and then we will run the global change, and we will look for the previous formula that we had before. This one, resource budgeted cost DBP. Okay, we will modify it, and then we will filter it into our current schedule. So our current schedule is here, PU 220630. So project will be should be equals to, let's choose the project. Let's say PU. Okay, this one, right? So we will select it. Okay. So do we have any concern whether we will be mistaken? So the formula is still the same, except that we change the filter. Okay. So let's run it. Click this change, and then yes. And then commit changes, and then no. Okay. If you look at now, since the global change has been already run, if you look at here, you see our baseline was 28,806,058.4, and now our current project schedule has already the same amount. So that means we are running the global change or calculation correctly. And if you look at here at the resource window, we will highlight this one. Okay. As you can see before, the fuel here is, it was 200 units, and this one laborer is 75, I think, and this one is 15, and this one is 15. And if you look at the budgeted cost, it increased from 20 down to 3360, from 30 down to 45,540, and 75,113, and 9,1362. Okay, so I hope you've got one technique here on how to use this. Project details, calculations, highlight the project, and what is the purpose of this update units when cost change in resource assignment. Now, this one, link actual to date and actual this period units. If you don't understand this yet, then we will be just a few minutes. I think we will be working on this. Okay. Do you have any concern or any problem? So for now, our budgeted unit is already updated. Okay. But in our baseline schedule or the budgeted unit, it was not updated. So that is why we update it here in our program updates. So I think this is much for now. And let's continue the next session for the third segment, program update of 001. Maybe I will take a rest for 1 hour, and then I will get back to this next session. Okay, so our next episode will be, okay, here it is. As you can see, our unit without markup is 200, but now it to us changed to our to a higher data. Okay, so our next episode will be in session 5, program progress monitoring, updating, controlling, progress 01, progress update 01 also the same. But now it is updating the direct activities, actual dates. Yes, we are now in the third segment. So we were taking a long time on this progress update. But anyway, once we finish this first update, progress update, the next progress update will be an issue one. Okay. So see you in this next episode. Thank you, and kindly like, subscribe, and share. Okay. So it's the end of our session. God bless to all and goodbye.